Hey everybody, this is Lance from ThetaTraders.com. This video we're going to go over the earnings outlooks, the technical analysis, and some of the economic news for June 15th through 20th. I'll be doing these every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so feel free to look forward to it, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll get right to it. Technical indicators for main stocks, SPY first. So SPY on the daily, we had a down day on Friday. You can see we were down over 1%. We are below the EMA here. It's a 9 EMA in yellow. We're still above the 21 and the 200, so we're still good there. But we did get below that 9 EMA, so there's a chance that we could see some continued bear action. RSI decreased down to the 58. And we're currently at 597. There's a lot of volume at 591. Notice at the 597, we are below this large amount of volume and the volume profile. I did do a video on this on Wednesday, so definitely look through it to go over the volume profile. As for current market, we could easily hit the 591 pretty shortly. And then if it gets to 591 and that acts as a support, then it could bounce up from there. If it breaks through the 591, there's a little bit less volume at the 585, but still decent amount. If we drop below the 585, you can look out below because there's not much volume until we get to the 560. Based on this, though, let's see the expected move. If you go 6 days out for the week, expected moves at 12.58. So if you go to around a 0.16 delta, which is the expected move, and around 520, look here, delta 0.16 or so is a 580. It's about 17 points there, but the expected move is around 13. Next, let's look at QQQ. QQQ on the daily had another big drop below the 9 EMA. We are at a volume profile of the 516 though. So there's not as much volume where we're at. The 521 could act as a support. If it doesn't, we'll look at the 516. Still above the long-term EMAs though. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a dramatic move down, but it's looking a little bit more bearish, especially than last week. IWM is below 200 EMA, so that's SMA, and we just hit below the 9 EMA. There's some volume at the 200, drop another few percent, and not much volume above it though. So if we have less news about Israel and Iran, could see some movement up. 221 is on the table, possibly in the medium term. If you look at the VIX for volatility, we did have a little bit of a spike on Friday. We got up to the 21. Average volatility is typically around 17 to 19. So we're a little bit above historic volatilities, but nothing dramatic to go into that yet. For economic calendar, retail sales, import price index, not going to be huge news. Housing starts on Wednesday, and that's going to go over one of the earnings reports. Building permits. And there's a holiday on the 19th, and manufacturing and economic indicators. So not much in the news for this week. As for earnings, we do have Lennar, and Lennar for the home builders could possibly go with those housing markets. Let's look at LEN. Lennar Corp is at 108. And bit of volume at 123. RSI has decreased Friday, which most of the market did, but we're pretty neutral in the RSI at 49. If you look at the expected move for the week, we're at 8, and it's at 108. It's about an 8% change. based on the housing permits, could possibly help the market, and earnings happening before that, I would consider a iron condor, pretty close to at the money, reverse iron condor. Consider something like buy the 107 or so, sell the 102, so 5 with here. The numbers are being a little different here because market's not open right now, but we're looking at around 1.7 debit for 5 with. You can also go on the call side around 110, buy it, and then around 115 sell. So yeah, big bid ask spread, but if this does end up going above 115 or below 110, it'll be a pretty good profit compared to the debit. Obviously, these numbers are off due to the market open. So again, that's the economic and technical analysis for the week of June 16 to 20. Our markets close on the 19th. And if you like this video and found any benefit from it, click like, subscribe, leave any comments, and I'll look at any further indications of what you'd like to see. Have a good one, guys.